ball movement was poor. Poor offense was leading to bad defensive situations. A lot of them were transition. And, second half, we amped up our ball movement. We amped up our compete level defensively. And, the last two quarters were very good. And so, we just came up short.
Did you consider a timeout after you got that stop?
Considered it. And, looking at it now, it certainly would have been the thing to do given the result. But there was a 9 or 10 second difference. And had we scored, they probably were going to run it back at us. And so that group had a good run in the fourth, so I just decided to stay with it. But that was my decision. And the thing that really also was a big factor was we had a foul to give, and we're all, we talked about it in the huddle, and everybody on the sideline was yelling it, and we just didn't do it. And so, they got turned loose for a shot, and then we didn't get a body on LeBron. So
rebounding early was a difference too, and of course on the last shot it was a factor. What did you think of that? Is it just, their size has always been, a challenge. What do you think of that today?
Yeah, I mean, they're not super huge at the center position, but they rebound the ball well, and it's always a challenge. Vanderbilt as a backup center is a guy that gets a lot of rebounds. Hayes has done a good job for him, and Hachimura is a guy that is a glass eater. So, it was disappointing, but I was just really proud of the way the guys battled.
Jarris Walker obviously is in for a lot of big moments there, hit some big shots, made some big plays, but obviously, had an opportunity to make the box out there at the end and doesn't. I mean, just what was your kind of read on his sort of total performance, obviously in a clutch situation, gets you in that one, but also has a mistake at the end?
Yeah, he was ready, and this game called for, a big body with skill, and so he went in there and did some great stuff. I mean, the three he hit behind his screen was a huge shot. Really got the crowd going. Made a great vertical play on Finney Smith to get that stop. And then, but these are all situations that he'll learn a lot from. And I'm proud of the way he's kept himself ready. He's really figured out what this league is about. It's about, always keeping your edge, always keeping prepared. I was trying to put him in the game earlier during a timeout, but he had gone back to the bathroom. And so it took an extra couple minutes to get him in, but he did really good things. And, I talked to him yesterday about this set of two games that, tonight might be a game, might very well be a game with LeBron and Luka and some guy and Hachimura and guys with big bodies that he would need to be ready. And also that, the Washington game is a tough back-to-back, and so we'll need him on that one as well.
Talking about getting people back in, obviously Tyrese was at the scorer's table for a while in the middle of the fourth, I think, before the 4-minute timeout. Just did you just like the way that previous group was flowing together? Did you?
Well, we were low on timeouts the whole game, and that group was going well, and his minutes had gotten high, and so the game kept going until they called timeout, and it worked out well. We've been trying to keep him around 30 to 32 minutes, coming off of this stuff in the past 10 days. This game would not preclude him from playing more than 32 minutes, but it's at least a partial consideration as you're going. But the other group was doing well, so that part of the game worked out.
Just Ben gets 24 for you. What would you like about this, the way he played and some of the shots he hit to keep you in that game?
He hit some great shots. He hit some important shots, and then he got stuck with the ball late clock a couple times, which was tough. But the guy is fearless, and he's ready. And defensively, he was battling, and he got some big rebounds. So proud of him too.
Rick, I know it's not the outcome that you wanted, but down by 17, your team battles all the way back, been playing at a crazy level, high level these past 5 games. What did you learn about your team and what the fight they had almost winning this game here tonight?
Well, we've been showing this kind of fight for quite a while. Really, this goes back to early December when we were 5-10 to start the year, and there was some really rough stretches. And in early mid-December, we started to get healthier, and our guys had a hard edge. And we went out for that first West Coast trip, and I think we swept it at Christmas time, and that kind of got us going. So this is a resilient group, tough guys. There were a lot of events in this game. Myles Turner hit one enormous three. I mean, we were down 6 again with, under a minute left, I think. And so just hanging in and have the wherewithal to give ourselves a chance, was huge. And, but, you can live a little too dangerously, too. And tonight, the second quarter got us. And, we had a couple of errors at the end.
Yeah, obviously it's frustrating. We had a great fight in the second half, but I thought that second quarter, we really stalled offensively and didn't get enough stops, and that's why the game resulted the way it did. We had to be better in the second quarter there. It's obviously not a one-play game at the end there, but I mean it happens. It happens throughout the course of the year. We know, like you said, we've came out on the right side of a lot of these games lately, so it's bound to happen. But I'm proud of our fight. I thought we fought well down the stretch. Obviously, just got to finish the game a little better.
You hoping to get in with about 30 seconds left? You ask Rick to take a timeout, sub you in at the table?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I want to be on the floor. I mean, that's no surprise. But I think at that time, I trust his decision-making, and we got to stop. It looked like we were in semi-transition. I thought we just slowed up a little bit. But, yeah, of course I want to be on the floor. But, I trust his decision-making, and I'm riding with whatever decision he's making. And, when I'm on the floor, I think he's riding whatever decision I'm making. So, it's ebbs and flows. And, I'm sure if we could have it back, we'd probably want to call a timeout there. But, it's going to happen through the course of a season. And I thought we responded the right way.
You mentioned it already, but what to you went sideways in that second quarter?
Yeah, the ball just got stuck. They switch 1 through 5, and they just keep the ball in front and just make you ISO a lot. I thought we just slowed down. Our pace versus theirs is a drastic difference, and I thought we didn't do a good job of making them play at our pace the whole game. I thought in the second quarter especially they dictated the pace, walked the ball up. I thought that's where Austin and Luka got to the free throw line a lot, and that slowed the game down. So, we just got to do a better job as a team in the second quarter there.
And how do you feel like you just managed to flip that in the course of a quarter? Obviously, I think you guys were 14 of 19 or something like that in the third. Just how did you manage to have that much status and flip it around?
Yeah, I think we did a better job defending without fouling and getting out and running and understanding that we can't dictate the calls being made out there, but we just got to play through it. And I thought we did a good job of that when we were able to get stops and getting out and running and making them guard in space. But yeah, I definitely think we can definitely be better in that second quarter.
Obviously, this is a theme of the last couple of weeks, but again, what does it continue to say about these guys that no matter what position you seem to find yourselves in, you seem to find a way to rally back and get in it?
Yeah, I mean, I think the teams are playing know what to expect when they play us. They know to be ready for a 48-minute game, and we're just keep going out here playing our way, and good things have happened for us, and they're going to continue to happen. This is one of the better teams in the league, so it's cool to see where we stack up there. Obviously you want to get that win, but we know we can be better, especially in those spurts in the second quarter. But yeah, it's just part of it.
Jairus obviously is on the floor for a lot of that fourth quarter, has a lot of big plays, but obviously, is one of the guys that misses a box out at the end there. I mean, just what do you think just he can gain from just that entire experience, basically the plays he was able to make and the plays that he wasn't? Yeah,
I mean, I think the experience is good for him. I thought he stepped up and was ready when his name was called, and I thought he was good for us. I mean, obviously, it's a tough box out there where we doubled and we were in rotation, and that's a really hard to then get back to the box out. So, I mean, it happens. I don't want to beat himself up over it. He had some big minutes there in the fourth. So I'm happy. I'm proud of his resilience. I mean, his minutes have gone up and down. Doesn't know, say when he's going to play and when he's not. And I think he just was ready for his name today. And, I'm proud of the way he played.
If I could ask, what'd you say to LeBron when that thing was over?
Yeah. It's my first time. It's the first time I've ever been walked off in the NBA. So it's only fitting that it was him. We were talking all game, and of course it's him there. But I think it's just it was obviously a great player. Him and Luka and Austin are really tough to guard there down the stretch. I thought we did a good job, but. Yeah, just part of the fun and the back and forth of the NBA. So enjoy competing against those guys, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I mean, honestly, they hit a lot of tough shots. Luka's step backs are. We all obviously knows what he does, but if you have a hand up and he's hitting that over your hand, it's gonna be tough. They got fouled a lot going down the stretch. Yeah, I mean, I think that you can make all the excuses in the world, but they made more shots as the second quarter. That's all it was.
Late, you guys couldn't get it done, and after so many times actually getting over the hump in these tight ones, how much does this one hurt?
I think it needed to happen, personally. You get on these Cinderella historic type runs for a couple weeks, and at times you need to be humbled. You got to do all the little things right to win a game in this league, and a couple things we didn't get right there. So I'm glad it kind of brought us back down to earth a little bit. We have a tough road ahead just to try to get home court advantage in the playoffs. So you obviously want to win games. Don't misquote me there, but at the same time, I mean, this is also a humbling thing that happened.
I guess to elaborate on that, I mean, what are the little things that are I guess going to bother you in a good way? I guess that you guys are going to look at, be able to point to and say, see, these are the things you got to get right, or you can get beat.
There's a bunch of things that could have happened. I mean, I think that we had a tough. Ben was forced into a tough shot, with 3 seconds left, and we had a foul to give. At the end over there, could have stopped it, and and then forced Luka into a tough shot, and then guy gets a easy tip in for the win. So there's a couple of little things that we could have did a lot better, in my opinion.
What did you guys manage to flip around from second to third? I mean, you obviously had a pretty brutal second quarter, but you guys were pretty much lights out in the third. Obviously, you hit a lot of shots in that period. Just what did you guys manage to kind of get to turn there?
I think the biggest thing for us was just flipping our mentality. I think that we were kind of waiting to get punched at the beginning of the game, and we started punching back in that second half. So, I think that we gotta start games a little bit better. Again, I think we've been doing a good job lately, especially after All-Star break of getting ourselves in these games. But we just got put in a tough position tonight.
So obviously, Tyrese Walker's on the floor for a lot of big moments there, and does a lot of things that get you in that. Certainly a big stop there, hit a big shot. But you look at the film, he had an opportunity for the box out there. Just how do you kind of look at that kind of performance for him and what he can learn from being in those situations?
Oh yeah, no, we're not gonna put this on Jairus. I think that he came in after sitting the entire game, was given a crazy responsibility to go out there and guard some of the best players in the world. So I think he went out there. I think he did his role. I think he tried to do the right thing. If you look at the film, LeBron had the ball and he was going to go foul. So, Luka missed the shot. And, the little minute detail when you see someone going up for a game winner, I think when you're a young player, at times you look up, but you got to stay engaged, So I think it's just a thing that he'll obviously learn from. He'll remember this. I think that if anything, though, I'm not putting that on Walk. I think he came in and did what he had to do today.